Hello, it is your coach Colby, and we are back with 30 minutes of full body boxing. My favorite thing to teach you guys on this mat. I'm calling this just punchy because that's exactly how I'm feeling, just punchy about this couple round fight. We've got 4 rounds to be exact. We're going to start things off with a warm-up and a shadow boxing warm-up. So if you have never done boxing with me or in general before, I got your back. We're going to go through all the moves, all the punches before we even get started, all right? Let's warm up the body, bring everything to the side of the mat, reach the hands all the way up to the sky, big reach overhead, try to get 1-2 inches taller, and then drop everything down and forward, big forward fold. Now do not lock out the knees, soft bend there, let everything hang, let it hang a little bit lower as you start to just get into this stretch, and then start to walk the hands out into a high plank position. Once you get there, right foot is going to come outside of the right hand, big hip opener to the sky, right hand reaches to the sky. Let's reach that right hand up 3 different times. So drop the elbow inside the hip bone and then lift and reach again through that thoracic spine. Let's do one more reach on this side and then keep that front foot there. Drop the back knee to the floor and lift through that back hip. You can reach that back hand up to the sky as well. We'll go ahead and extend through the front hamstring after that. So big hip opener and then hinge back, hamstring stretch, really straddling that front foot. Come back up, big reach to the sky with that back hand. Drop it down, and we'll do it one more time in each of these stretches. Bring it forward, reach, big hip opener, and then extend through that hamstring. Oh yeah. All right, you guys, meet me in that high plank one more time. We will switch out the feet. Other foot starts outside of that other hand. Reach that hand to the sky. 3 big hip openers, extending through that thoracic spine. Drop that elbow into the hip pocket, and then lift. One more time, and then we will drop that back knee to the ground. You guys get the idea. We are waking everything up from head to toe. Drop that back knee to the floor for me, and then lift through that back hand, reach through that back hip flexor, and then extend through the front hamstring. Boxing is a full body sport, so we got to get everything kind of working together and flowing, and that's exactly the goal of this full body warm up. You'll go that reach through that hamstring. Let's do one more on each side, and then we'll really wake up the pivoting that we need when it comes to boxing. Last hamstring stretch right here. Let's come up into that standing position however you want to, through that down dog, through that inchworm, whatever feels right. All right, guys, meet me in the front of your mat. Spread those feet super wide, wider than the hips. Now we're going to take it to a pivot lunge. You're going to drop one knee into the floor, drop it down with control, and then come up nice and tall. Drop one knee down to the floor, let it kind of touch the mat if possible, and then bring it right back up with control. Now this is how our body should be moving when we're boxing, all right? When you're throwing a punch, you're sending your weight through from one side to the other, but keeping our center of gravity through center. So we're not letting ourselves lean right or lean left or lean forward or lean back. We're dropping through that pivot. Let's do at least 4 more right here. Final 3, drop that knee. The last one on each side. Final 1, drop that knee and shake it out nice and tall. All right, guys, it is time to get to the punches. The reason that you're here, right? Because we're feeling like punching stuff. Shadow boxing, which is what we're about to do, is to me the hardest way to box because you don't have anything supporting those hands or to lean on when you're throwing the punches. It's just your badass self. So do me a favor, get your dominant foot back and behind. I'm a righty, so my right foot is always going to stay back. Lefties, you're going to do the opposite of me, all right? Left foot is going to step back and behind. Now that dominant foot stays back. You're never switching the stance when we're in our boxing position, all right? So my right foot is staying back. Point the hips and the toes about 45 degrees towards that screen. Hands up, elbows tight. From here, we got 2 hands. Front hand, odd numbers. Back hand, the one that you're right with, even numbers, all right? So front hand, 1, 3, and 5. Backhand 2, 4, and 6. You'll know what those all mean in a second. All right, guys, we're starting with our 1s and our 2s, your straight arm punches. Now, your 1 is a straight arm punch right down the middle with your front hand, right? Odd number. Hold it all the way out there. Rotate the knuckles for me so that the pinky pops up. The thumb pops down, and then bring it back into your chin, your cheek. That's your 1, that's your jab. You're pushing off your back heel. So I like to actually lift that front foot off the floor every time I send it. Now the 2 is your cross, and we call it a cross because it crosses the body. Drop the back knee to the floor, pivot that back hip through your screen, through that punch. There is your backhand 2. right down the middle. Together, they become a 1, 2, pop, bang. All right, guys, let's take it to the hooks. 3 is going to be your front hand hook. Sit ever so slightly forward into the front hip, and then pivot through the front hip. Elbow is up, shoulder height. Thumb is facing up to the sky, and check out my front knee, almost facing my back leg at the end of my hook. Now, the 4 is even more dramatic, even meaner from now that back hand. Pivot, rip that back hip, that back heel, lift the elbow up to shoulder height. There is your backhand hook. Fighters, give me the 3s and the 4s through the finish line of this little moment. Boom, boom. All right, we got our last 2 punches, your uppercuts. Now, think up and into the chin or the body. Your 5, we drop shorter forward into your front heel, and lift through the front heel, lift through the front hip. Wrist is facing up, in towards you. You're hitting them in the chin or the body. Like I said, lifting through that front hip, lifting through the front heel. The 6, drop it back, sit into that back hip, lift through the front heel, or the back heel. Wow, backhand this time, up and into the noggin, or like I said, to the body. Bang. Now those uppercuts should feel like you're getting taller with every single punch. Boom. All right, guys, we got 1 through 6 in the bag. Now it's time for our only defensive skill. Hands are gonna stay up. I always say it this way: pretend that you're grabbing onto an imaginary handlebar mustache, and then you're gonna bring everything over towards that back hip, that back heel. You're not leaning back, you're pivoting through the hips and pivoting through the shoulders. So I'm leaning into that back hip so that I could throw maybe a 2 or a 6 or a 4. Something off that backhand is always going to come off of a slip back, because now I have the leverage to throw something off of that defense. Slip back, rep a backhand. You guys can go ahead and just do that slip back a few more times. You're picturing their punch come over your front shoulder. Make a miss, and then eventually we'll make them pay. But right now, we're going to take it to our first strength set. It's all about conditioning. It is body weight. You are welcome. It's going to be quick. We're going and zipping through these moves with really only like 10-second recoveries in between all of them. But once we're finished with this big circuit, then we're taking it to our first boxing circuit. And that is where we really fine tune the skills and put things together into a combo, which I'm very excited about. It's one of my favorite combos in boxing. And that's a big thing to say. All right, guys, we're going to start things off with an air squat to curtsy lunge. So you'll squat through center, you'll step back, curtsy lunge on one side, you'll squat through center, you'll step back, curtsy lunge on the other side. If curtsies are not good today, make it a reverse lunge. I am totally fine by that. Just know that this entire conditioning lap is full body, so we're going to spread the wealth, and it's going to be basically nonstop, all right? So get that heart rate high, and let's really work those legs right here. Air squat, curtsy lunge. Let's go. Drop it low to 90, step back, find your balance, drive, and then stand and squeeze. Take it to that air squat, step it back. Now during the curtsy, you're keeping your hips squared forward towards that screen, all right? You're not letting them open up with you as you drop it back. Drive and drop. Oh, you guys can go, of course, a little bit faster than me or slower. Find a rhythm that's sustainable yet challenging for you, all right? And then rev that engine and then pick up that heart rate. 10 seconds right here to get to the floor. We got a hand release push up, either on the toes or the knees. You drop it down, you lift the hands, you press away like you mean it. All right, guys, 30 seconds on the clock. Drop it, lift, press. Now the best thing about a hand release push-up is you can always go down from the toes and then maybe back up from the knees, or vice versa, right? Maybe you try it the other way, whatever pushes you to your absolute limits. Lift those hands every single time for me. You can do it. Yes, you can. Lift, press, push away. Own those push-ups. Last second right here, and done. All right, guys, we're coming to our forearms. We got hip dips. Side to side, big rainbow through the center. Lift the hips, get into that forearm plank. Ready, set, let's go. Right, rainbow, and then to the left. Really breathe through it. No need to go super fast on this one. Slow, controlled movement, side to side. Yes, there we go. Find that flow. This is one that you can definitely do on the knees, or if we're just not feeling the hip dip at all today, hold that forearm plank. 6 seconds to stay with it. Final 4. You got it. Yes, you can. Last one. And shake it out. All right, guys, you don't have to go far. We're taking it to a frogger. Now this one is really meant to boost the heart rate, all right? Get it into a zone 4. We're either hopping or walking those feet outside the hands. Ready? Let's go. Do me a favor, I need you to land with your weight in the heels. I need you, it really breaks my heart when I see people do these and land in the toes. If that is happening, make your squat extra wide. Just hop those feet into a sumo. That's fine by me. Just at all costs, we're not in the toes. We're in those heels. If we need to keep it just a step up forward, fine by me. It's almost just as hard, just in a different way. Last two, last one. Shake it out. All right, we got 2 more moves. And then we are done with round 1. Woo! Only 4 rounds today, so we gotta make every round count. Reverse lunges, body weight, you're welcome. Wake up those legs. Let's go. Let's try to keep that heart rate as high as possible. Find your balance right here. And then you're welcome. Our final 30 seconds is a burpee. I'm not asking you for a full burpee, but if you want to make it a full burpee and add the push-up and add the hop to the sky, I love you already. For me, I'm going to start us with just our hop to plank stand and squeeze burpees. Last 2, last one on the reverse lunges. Shake it out. All right, guys. Full burpee means you add the push-up, you add the jump to the sky. Now, you do you always, and I'll probably do it in our last set, but right now, I'm just gonna give you guys this one. Up and down, you pick your poison. Always does the trick, a burpee. I love it to be our final move. It's such an unmatched finale, right? There's nothing worse / better than a burpee. There just isn't. Find something and I will throw it in, all right? I will sub the burpee every single time. 7 seconds, you guys. But when we're fighting, we gotta fight in every way, right? Physically and mentally. Last one. Done. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. All right, walk it off. I'm giving you a full recovery right here. Take your time. Inhales through the nose. It's gonna help. And exhales through the mouth. Release, relax. We're gonna take it to our boxing combination. Now here's the way it's gonna work. I'm giving you 40 seconds to perfect the setup. The setup is how we set up the knockout, yeah? And then I'm gonna give you 40 seconds to perfect the knockout, which is all about power shots. It's all about mean, hard punches, and then we'll put it all together, all right? And then we'll just pop off for a little bit. You got 2 opportunities for this boxing combination, so let's make it count. Hands are up, we're gonna start with a 1-1-2. Jab, jab, double front hand, and then your cross, back hand down the middle, slip back. Pop, pop, boom, slip back. These are all full extension straight arm punches. That's what makes them great setup punches, right? They find your distance. They also force your opponent to get their hands up high and keep their guard up. 1-1-2, slip back. Pop, pop, boom. It should almost feel like you're throwing a hook when you slip, right? You're really turning your shoulders, rotating into that back hip, but you're keeping your gaze on your opponent or that screen, yeah? Keep your eyes on me, yeah? Pop, pop, boom, slip it, reset. Do it one more time if you can. All right, we're taking it to the knockout. So off of that slip back, you'll throw a 2, then a front hook, and then a back upper. Now I want you to really visualize where those punches are landing. You can actually use meat, right? 2 to the nose, 3 side of the head, 6 up and under, or a mirror, whatever you're using in front of you to really find those spots, yeah? Slip it back, leverage that for the cross, front hook to the side of the jaw, and then that 3 to the chin, reset. Slip back, 2, 3, 6. Yes, I know it all sounds like gibberish until we really get it down. Start with that back hand, straight down the middle, 2, cross down the middle, front hook to the side of the head, and then the backhand uppercut to the jaw, reset, slip, bang, boom. We're getting ready to put all of this together. I can't wait. It's gonna make sense once we add that setup. Relax. All right, shake it off. We're gonna put it all together. So 1-1-2, slip it back, load that slip into your knockout. The setup is the 1-1-2, it's for speed, it's for precision. That 2-3-6 is all about making that opponent pay, all right? Think about someone you're mad at, all right? We got the 1-1-2 to set it up, hands are up, get into your stance. Pop, pop, boom, slip back, cross, front hook, back upper, shake it out. Now you can start to pick up the pace here however you want to. My advanced boxers start to really make those hips kind of flow. And in between the combos, you're moving the hip side to side, you're slipping the head side to side, you're making them guess when that combo is going to happen next, right? We don't want to get into the habit of being super predictable in boxing. So as much as it feels like choreography, we kind of have to break out of that a lot in boxing, myself included. I'll be like working the bag or even sparring with someone and get into kind of a tempo. And then they're like, okay, I know your tempo. I know how to defend against you. No bueno, no bueno. 10 seconds left. Slip it, rip, bang, boom. You can even move around if we want, my advanced boxers. Otherwise, if you're feeling like, Colby, that's way too much for me, stick in your space, own it. All right, guys, 30 seconds. You can keep perfecting that combination if you want to. If you're obsessing over it, if you're like, no, I almost had it, go ahead and throw it a few more times. We got oblique punches happening right here. Now they're gonna look like this. You're in an oblique crunch position, but we're punching side to side. We'll be there for 30. We'll feel those abs. And then we got our last set of strength. All right? We're doing that conditioning round that you just did again. All right, guys, balance on that booty. Punch it side to side. Now, I want you to really control this movement. We're trying not to move anything from the navel down. Just from the navel up. Those shoulder blades are the ones doing the movement. The core is locking us in and controlling the movement. 12 seconds. You can always drop the heels if we're feeling just that lower back. Otherwise, stay with it. I know it hurts. It's starting to burn, but yes, we did. Woo! Ooh. All right, 90 seconds to breathe. I'm giving you guys a legit recovery right here. Take your sweet time. Do whatever you need to do. Grab some water, towel off. Give yourself a little hug. We're going right back in for more. Same exact sets of work. 2 more times, or 1 more time each, I guess. However you want to look at it. We got that conditioning round, and then we got our boxing round, and then we are cooling it down, and we're feeling so good about ourselves. Now, you guys, I love doing these boxing workouts with you because A, we're learning a skill, not just doing a HIIT workout, right? We're learning a sport. And B, we're getting to really test our minds. So if there's some points in this workout where you're like, Colby, I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel crazy. I feel like I'm really not doing it well. I need you to give yourself a whole lot of grace because you're probably doing a lot better than you think. And yes, there's a lot going on in this workout. Give yourself that grace to be like, that's how it should feel. It should feel like a whirlwind. We're learning that skill and we're also pushing our heart rates. Speaking of pushing the heart rate, it's time. It's about time. We got 20 more seconds and then we are in it. So I'm gonna have you guys rise, get on those feet for me if you can. Air squat to curtsy lunge. 30 seconds. Last time doing these. I'm never gonna make you do them again. So no complaining, all right? Let's own it. Feet right underneath the shoulders. Let's do this thing. Wake up those legs, squat it, and then step it back, find that curtsy. Now, this is one of those moves that we really can make it feel like a dance move, right? Find your little rhythm, drop it low, step it back. The good thing about this move is after this, we got upper body. We're taking it to those hand release push-ups. We got the hip dips. So really use this as an opportunity to finish those legs, torch them, get them awake, make them scream a little bit. Last 2, shake it out. Hand release push-up time. Take it to the deck. Take whatever time you need. Well, not whatever time you need. You only got 4 more seconds, and then we're in it. 2 and 1. Last time doing push-ups today. So let's really go for it. Only 2 opportunities. Let's make it count. Press away like you mean it. Lift and press. I'm proud of you guys. Almost there. Just 10 more seconds for those push-ups. And then that is a wrap. Final 4, 3, 2, woo! Done. All right, we're not going far. We're taking it to the forearms. Hip dip side to side. Make those hips swing. Ready, set. Let's do this thing. 30 seconds. And then I'm giving you guys kind of a bigger recovery. A full 15 seconds to recover. How nice am I? But here's kind of the finish line of this conditioning set. We are so close to it. It's gonna go by fast. I'm telling you. So really milk every single move. They're all meant to push you to your limits in different ways. All right. So let this one push you to your abdominal limit. Yeah. To your upper body limit. Last one. Shake it out. Relax. All right, guys. It is time for froggers. You're hopping to that low plank position. Weight is in the heels at all costs. And we're popping it back into that plank position. All right? Ready, set, either hop it or walk it. Go. After this move, 15-second recoveries and 2 30-second movements left. That's it. 60 seconds of movement, and then we get the punch stuff. So if you're mad at me for this circuit, I got you. You can punch at me right afterwards. Pop it back. Land nice and smooth. Last 3 seconds, time for one more. And let it go. All right, guys, we're popping to the front of our mat. Reverse lunges. I know. You're like, Colby, I'm dying. Reframe that. We're fighting. We're still fighting. Here we go. 2, 1. Step it back and drive. Yes, yes, yes. You're doing the thing. Like we mean it. Drop it back, find your balance the entire time. Let that knee really tap the floor. That's where the balance really comes full circle, doesn't it? Last 3, 2, try that last round lunge, and done. All right, you guys, we got 30 seconds for burpees, and then no more conditioning. Kind of sad. All right, let's face ourselves, let's face those burpees, and let's get it on. Pop it back, drive. Now, if you really want to level it up, and I will with you, you can add that jump to the sky, you can add that full sprawl, tap that chest to the floor. Whatever feels like it's gonna push you through that finish line the best to make you that strongest self. You got 10 seconds left, let's try to get 2 more. Final 6. Yes, you can. Yes, you will. For 3, for 2. And that is our wrap on our conditioning strength sets. Woo. All right, you guys, walk it on out. 45 seconds right here to breathe. And then we're going back in for our last round of the day. And it is our favorite, or at least mine. Boxing. Woo, woo, woo. We're starting with the setup. We're taking it to the knockout. And then we put it together and we finish with abs. Sound good? We're getting into it in just 15 seconds, all right? Let's get into that boxing stance so that we already feel set up for success. Hands are high, pop that back heel off the ground, bend those knees. It's a 1-1-2 slip back. Ready? Set, hands up, let's go. Pop, pop, bang, slip it back, reset. I want you guys just focused on tying those 3 punches together. Step, step, and then pivot off that back heel. Sit the head back into that slip. We're gonna get the recovery coming up. Stay strong. Stay with it. Try to think about your fighter name the entire time you're doing this setup. I already know what mine is. If you guys have been to a lot of boxing classes, you've probably heard me say it before. The last 3. I'm going to make you just DM me. I'm going to make you slide into the DMs and ask me what my fighter name is. A little marketing tool. Maybe I'll let it slip at the end of this class. All right, guys, we got to slip back. 2, 3, 6. If you already know my fighter name, then congrats. You are a Coach Colby fan, and I respect it. You're a real one. All right, guys, hands up high. Slip it back. 2. Front hook, that's your 3, and then 6, backhand uppercut to the chin. Slip it back, set it up, boom, boom, boom. Make them pay. Slip it, rip, rip, rip. Think about where you're landing those punches. 2 is going straight down the middle to their nose. 3, side of the head. 6, underneath to the chin. We get to put this all together pretty soon. Feel free to go faster, slower, whatever you want. Just make sure that you're really using those hips, right? We're not just throwing the hands like this, right? We're really pivoting through the heels. Remember those pivot lunges in our warm-up? just like that. So think about it this way. In boxing, one heel should basically be off the ground at all times, and one heel should be on the ground at all times. So think about that weight transfer the entire time as we're doing our last set of this combo. Last time, let's make it the best. Hands up, settle in. Here we go, you guys. You set it up with a 1, 1, 2, slip it back, cross, hook, upper, reset. My advanced boxers move around in between and then go for it again. Relax, reset, shake it out. My advanced boxers, you can also feel free to make that slip, occasionally a roll back. Maybe you're like, Colby, I want to mix it up and roll. Go ahead, you do you. Any defense to the backside will adequately load that too. So go for it. Shake it out in between and make it meaner every single time that you throw that punch. I'm gonna give you a 30-second recovery coming up. It's happening. Full 30 seconds to chill. Keep on heating up that boxing combination for a final 5 seconds right here. Try to get it done one more time and relax. Yes, you guys, let's take it to the floor. We got the oblique punches, and then that is a wrap. We are cooling it down. So I really want you guys to lock in the core right here. Make it count. Fight for this last 30 seconds like you've been fighting through this entire 30 minutes, all right? Sound good? First, we can take a little load off. We can relax. We can bask in our glory, but we're in it to win it in 5. Get into that boat pose in 4, 3, 2, and let's get it. Bang, bang, bang. Lock it in. You're not moving anything from below that belly button. You're just sending those punches out like you mean it. Last punches all day. So sad. So bittersweet. Maybe you'll put on another boxing class after this because you'll miss it so much. All the way over. Punch it. Punch it. Keep throwing down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Well done, Tempo. We fought through 4 hardcore rounds. 30 minutes of boxing it's a lot. It does the trick. So let's pull it down like we mean it. Bring one foot forward, other foot inside that hip bone, and lay it all the way forward down. Stretch that hamstring. Stretch those legs. Boxing is a full body sport, but the better you get at it, the more you're actually going to be utilizing your bigger muscles, aka your legs. So the better and the more we start to understand boxing, the more we're actually going to feel that soreness here as opposed to up here. Switch it up. Neither is wrong. It just kind of comes with time and the territory. Bring it all the way down and forward. Switch those legs if you haven't already. I'm proud of you guys. I love these boxing classes together because we get a little bit of everything. We get to showcase how hard body weight conditioning is in those strength sets, and we get to showcase how hard boxing is in those boxing sets. Bring the toes, the heels together, flutter the knees, and thank yourself for showing up for a workout. Never that easy, especially in the beginning. If you were someone that's been working out for even less than 2 years consistently, let me give you some major kudos. It's the hardest in the beginning. If you're on that turning corner where you're like, oh my God, I need to work out. I love working out. I try to work out even on vacation. Hell yes. And if you're not at that turning point, just letting you know, it is right around the corner. It is right around the corner. Even if you think that that's impossible, I'm here to tell you that it fully is, all right? I've watched it happen. I've watched it click with so many people that never thought it would before. Get into that deep squat. If you're not here already, you can rotate to the right or the left. Lift the hips up to the sky. Big forward fold. Let that neck hang heavy. Let the top of the head hang heavy. Sway right, sway left. Let it all go. Walk those hands to the right side. Get a little bit deeper into that right hamstring. And then bring it back through center over to the other side. Last big stretch over towards that right side. Bring that head back through center. Give yourself one last moment, one last little breath, and start to rise nice and slow. Oh, my fighters, I am so proud of you. Hang in there. We will be back for more on this mat. You don't have a single piece of equipment to put away, but DM me for my fighter name. I'll see you next time.